Now, number 4, committee department reports. We have the executive director of the Evermore CID with us tonight, Mr. Jim Brooks, to give us an update.
Madam Mayor and members of council, it's a distinct pleasure for me to appear before you all to tell you a little bit about what's going on in the Evermore CID. As you may be aware, we had the opportunity to have Congressman Hank Johnson come to the CID, spent 2.5 hours with us discussing a variety of projects that may have some impact on the city of Snellville. We are looking into the opportunity of having lights, street lights on both sides of Highway 78 up to the end of the CID area. Once we know more about the project, once we have a project cost, the city of Snellville, of course, would have an opportunity to opt into that or not participate in it. But in terms of the calculation, in terms of the number of dollars that we will be asking for, we are figuring to move that project forward. The CID is also much closer to the Hewitt to Britt Road, parallel road. We have been working with GDOT and others to connect Britt Road across High Point down to the proposed Walton Court realignment area. Those will be, and is planned to be, a bike path that it's going to simply be the bike path marking. It's not going to be a separate area. There will be a pedestrian area as well, where you can actually have sidewalks at least on one side of that project as it moves forward. Most people want to know on a road project, when will it happen? Well, we're working hard to get the right-of-way on Walton Court realignment before the end of June. Additionally, we're working with GDOT on the Britt to Hewitt Road right-of-way. We're waiting for final notice from Federal Highway on the environmental issues. Once that's done, within about 60 days, we'll have notice to proceed with right-of-way acquisition on that project as well. The City of Snellville is engaged in a strategic planning group that I've had an opportunity to serve with some of you on, and today was the last meeting, but I fear that it's the first of many more, and that they have set up a I listen to the entrepreneurs that you all talk about. One of the key areas that this group is working on is to focus on development and improvement here in the city of Snellville on a very broad base, and I, in representation of the Evermore CID, is very pleased to serve, and hopefully I've contributed a little bit in that effort. You will notice that we talk about landscape all the time down at West Park Place. We've spent about $110,000 on that project, but the city of Snellville, I hope you've noticed one thing that goes underneath your car and you hardly ever see it. The manhole covers or vault covers are being raised to a level that you should not be feeling that bump as you enter into the city of Snellville right now. I apologize for the inconvenience of those plates that are being placed down there, but that concrete has to set up, and the reason it's been destroyed the other 3 times it's been put in is the concrete did not have an opportunity to cure. So that's what's going on, even though you may see it and not know what it is. That's exactly the purpose of it, and I feel like you need to be aware of that. Our utilities department, AT&T and others, GDOT, have cooperated in trying to resolve those issues. It's been on a punch list for about 2 years, but they are hard at correcting those things as we go forward. We're also looking at our continuation of the Connector Road project, where it is appropriate, the city of Snellville and along the parallel road to Highway 78. When the city of Snellville, if ever, they decide to move that idea forward, certainly the Evermore CID is willing to work hard to try to assist you all in funding if that's something of interest to you all. We talked about ITS a couple of times, and ITS, the Integrated Traffic Control System that is on Highway 78, and the effects of that. It is in place along 124 already. You all know that it's being extended down to Georgia 84 or Grayson Highway. But I hope you also know that Gwinnett County and GDOT's working hard to extend it to the DeKalb County line to the south on 124. That's going to cause that road to flow much freer. And then when you get into the idea of doing this continuous flow intersection, all of these things will link together and should improve traffic going through that intersection as that process moves forward. It is important to know the work that Rudy Bowen has done, who is the chairman of the, yes, he is the chairman of the Georgia Board of Transportation. And he has been a true advocate for us. He's been a great assistance to us as we have tried to advance these road projects. He's cut through red tape when other people might not have been as good as that. And that relationship is enjoyed by the CID and certainly by the city of Snellville as well. It is a valuable resource to all of us. With that, that concludes my report, and I'm happy to stand to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Brooks? Mr. Brooks, I know you've served on the Market Street Committee and some other committees, and y'all also helped sponsor the Snellville Days Parade, so thank you for all your involvement in our city.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Moving on, we have a report by Parks and Rec. I don't